Hi, Jamie Werner here, owner of AutoLab, authorized distributor of CoverGuard products in North America. Today, we're going to review some of the basics on how to approach and install a partial hood and fender kit. With today's standards, we will also review the edge wrapping process as well. When it comes to partials, we need to install the fender first so that we can match the top edge of the hood to the top edge of the fender. With the partial fenders, we typically like to start somewhere around the headlight area, as the body line of that area usually has some type of curve that allows us to start as an alignment point. Once we're able to get that area set with our slip solution, we squeegee through and get the top half done while leaving the top edge hanging over while it dries a little to help with the wrapping part when we finish squeegeeing. Next, we work our way down the pattern towards the bottom with our slip, trying to keep a panoramic view of both the film and body lines of the panel. We want to try and keep the lines tight, where we aren't going over the panel's edge except for where it's designed to wrap. We then follow up with some tack on our edges to help solidify the film grabbing, along with attending to any spots that might pop up as fingers, and squeegeeing through those with our tack as well. Once we've finished the main part of the panel, it's time to wrap the end, leading into the engine area. We spray our tack to flush out our leftover slip residue so that we can squeegee through once we get the film over the ridge and into the wrapped area. Next is the partial hood. Once we get both fenders installed, you can either opt to peel the film off the liner and walk it over to the panel, or unroll it as shown, which we find reduces contamination and speeds up the process a bit. Once you have the piece laid out on the panel, make sure you go back and lift the film, keeping it horizontal to prevent debris from going underneath, and reapplying some more slip to allow for the film to be positioned properly. We first start with finding the right alignment spot in the front as our first tack point. We use a little tack to lock the spot in, then stretch to the next tack point on the other side, and use a little tack to lock that spot in. Then we finish stretching the edge of the hood, making sure we not only get rid of any fingers on the edges, but also we align the top edge of the hood to the edge of the fender. Once we get one side, we do the same on the other. Once we have our whole front edge now tacked, we work our way towards the back, making sure we overlap our strokes so that we don't leave any moisture behind. We like to focus on any ridges first so that we can prevent pre-tack or silvering marks. Then we squeegee through any valleys. Then we finish with the flatter areas, all while squeegeeing or wiping the excess moisture on the top edge to prevent the slip from seeping back into the film on the top edge. Once we have finished with our squeegeeing, we now need to get ready to wrap the edge. We first rinse the edge of the film with our tack, using the pressure to help push the remaining soap residue off the edge. We then squeegee down the edge to prevent any excess moisture from being locked in. After the edge is now ready, it's time to trim back the excess film so that we have just enough to wrap over and under. We don't need too much, but just enough to come short of the weld seal underneath the hood. We tackle this with a simple pair of small titanium scissors, spraying them with a little slip, and then cutting continuously like wrapping paper to get the size of the edge that you want to wrap. Now that the edge of the film is ready to wrap, we grab our heat gun and put it on high. Go really close with the film, moving it back and forth so that we don't keep it in one spot to prevent melting. And then start sliding our thumb from the top of the panel and move it over the film and under, all while not applying pressure but guiding it where it's supposed to go, and making sure we overlap our swipes to prevent leaving air behind on the edge.